Hello, this is Paul. This is my crew, and today we're going to talk about Downfall 11. Boom.
Woo.
Woohoo. Everyone was at Downfall 11 except for Nate.
Yep. I want to hear all about it, though. I love to hear
But
all
we
about
we figured we couldn't resist having his pretty face on camera, so
Yeah, just have one ginger here doesn't really make much
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
yeah, that's what it all was. Nico didn't want to have only one ginger.
Yeah, I'm not my
two
ginger.
two soulless people.
We'll say together they almost make one soul.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Downfall 11. It's also 10 years of Otherworld, which it's a long
road.
yeah, I never thought we'd be doing it for 10 years.
I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had fun. A Downfall 11 for me actually was a blast. Had a really good time. Had one incident on Sunday that was pretty crazy. But other than that, the rest of the game was great. Sunday's always the most heated day because everyone's exhausted from playing all day Saturday, and then come out on Sunday and you're just like, everyone's cheating. This guy's not calling his hits.
How was the weather?
Typical Downfall weather.
Downpour.
Operation Downpour 11.
Downpour 11.
I went through like 4 pairs of shoes while I was there, and
This year was the first year we actually had people go out on Sunday. We had 3 or 4 people like go out on Sunday in the rain.
there were a lot of people on Sunday actually. Like
No.
I remember Greg and I, like, we kind of start the game. Like he goes to the one CP, I go to the other, and we start the game. And we're like, at first I'm like, Greg, how many people you have? And I think he was like 13. I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be horrible. And I was like, I have like 20. And then like we gave it an extra like 15 minutes. And I think we started the game with like almost 100 on 100. Greg, wasn't that
Wow.
where we at on Sunday? Yeah. So
I
It
can't
was-
wait until Alicia comes out with those pictures.
yeah, everyone's been, listen, stop bugging me. Oh, they out.
Yeah, they're out.
Okay.
I have
I
mine.
was gonna say, stop bugging me. I have no say in that. Alicia was on vacation. She was busy. They come out when they come out. Like that's.
The place she went to though, like the place she went to in Colorado.
Oh, yeah,
that
that
was
was
nice.
Oh yeah,
I've been to the one place she was at, the Garden of the Gods.
yeah.
Super nice rockscape. Oh my God.
Well, I guess it's called Garden of the Gods for a reason, right?
Yeah, I don't want to be rude to anyone if you do this, but please just buy Alicia's photos. Don't
Yes.
save it.
Don't
And post it with the watermark.
If you really,
Losers.
what is she charging for them? Like a dollar?
$5.
$5 for a digital download.
Yeah, like seriously. I mean,
And there's
we
even-
have it so the best, and this happened. And Alicia, I hope she watches this because we've had years where people would literally go in with like old school like Microsoft Paint, and they would go and they would try to like with colors remove the watermarks and stuff like that for the picture. It's like, if you have to go to that crazy of an effort, I will give you the $5
Yeah.
for the picture. I mean, that's crazy. So, and not only that, if you're that cheap, wait till we post your picture if it's a good one, and then you can just steal it from our page.
Yeah, I was gonna say at some point I'd be willing to just buy pictures for some people. Like we'll
Yeah.
do like I'll buy 3 people photos.
Well, not only that, it
You get a deal
support
in bulk anyway.
it supports. So like it supports Alicia, but it also supports us. Like we want her to keep coming to the events, and we want her to make a couple extra bucks. So she's not becoming rich off of it or anything like
Yeah,
that.
Just seeing the picture with the watermark hurts me. I'll
If you
pay
can-
for your photo.
Yeah, right.
If you can buy $1,000 airsoft gun, you can buy a $5
Exactly.
awesome picture of yourself.
Plus, it's
So
not full res. Like you don't get the full experience of your pictures.
Yeah.
So, like
Yeah.
it's just worth the extra. But
If you get the high res picture.
if you
it's,
just
like,
download
really
it, it
nice.
kills the quality like by like a lot. It's not worth it,
oh,
honestly.
yeah, and these pictures. I mean, she's always taken fantastic pictures, but looking through these Downfall pictures, the ones she posted, like the colors in the background and stuff are so awesome with the pictures. It's like I would gladly pay $5.
The ones where she snaps them where they're just pulling the grenades and you see the sparks just coming out
Yeah,
of
that's
them.
crazy.
Dude, those are my favorite.
She had a picture years ago of Tim. He was shooting his HPA gun, and you can actually see the smoke, like coming out the front of the gun
Oh,
because it was like kind of cold out.
Yeah.
And the air was kind of hot in his tank, so like you'd seen that like steam, and the picture was actually, that's how it was. The only thing that sucks is his gun didn't have a flash hider or anything on, so it looked kind of stupid in the front, but it was cool with the
that Photoshop.
the steam.
Preston, she got a picture of Josh kicking like grenade through the window.
Oh my God.
Mid action.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was funny, she used to, we'd go to different events, she'd come to Canada, and she'd always capture these most epic pictures of her husband.
Right.
And I was like, what's up, Alicia? Like, can you take some pictures of like someone else? And so I always made it a point to like, when Alicia's nearby, I'm throwing a grenade or something. I want an epic picture of me throwing a grenade or something.
That's
too.
how Havoc
You
is.
know?
We're like, look, there's Alicia. Quick, look cool.
Yeah.
Do something.
And also that if you don't think that she got a pic of you, that you can ask, hey, can you take a pic of me? And she will, so you look cool.
Yeah.
Believe me, she loves using her gear. I mean, she spends a lot of money on that stuff. She loves using her equipment, her gear, and
She's a professional. She knows exactly what to do. She knows how to edit. She knows
She
how
got
to
a-
promote herself.
She got a
She's very
really cool
professional.
picture of me at EMR. You know how on that towards like the parking lot area, there's that really steep hill.
Yeah.
She got a picture of me coming up that with a bunch of trees in the foreground. It's like this is a really cool picture.
Bro,
Just
when I
me,
hear
like,
steep
looking.
hill, I thought Poco Loco's hill was steep. No, we went to a place called Ashram. Dude, their hill to get to the camping area is like 200.
I knew
foot,
this was going to get
going,
brought
like,
up.
40 feet going up.
I had to laugh because
Insane.
Greg and I are sitting at that event vending, and you'd watch all these sheep would slowly walk up the hill, and then they would stampede down the hill. And I was picturing that's what you guys had to do the whole time you were camping up there.
Dude, it was cool. The first night we got there, it was dark, and then we woke up, and then I'm see Brady, one of our guys by the fire, like, "What's up, man?" I hear bam. I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking around, there's sheep next to us. I'm like, this is awesome.
Oh,
This
I
is
thought
West
you were
Virginia.
calling the people sheep for walking. Like,
No, there were actual sheep.
We're just
It was like in a
kind of
farm.
mimicking them because the hill we were going up was the same hill they were kind of
Oh,
collapsing
okay.
down. So
But it was funny because, like I said, they would slowly walk. They were grazing, walking up slowly up the hill, and then all of a sudden, all the sheep would stampede down the hill.
All I remember from Ashran is just the canopy going like.
Oh yeah, I lost a canopy at that game.
I tried. I was so close to get it the first time, and then like wind would gust it just out of my my grasp, and I was just trying to get it.
Yeah,
out of
I
my
straight
grasp.
shot.
Well, what's funny is I'm sitting there filming someone's air at that game, and I hear like "woo," and I'm like, I don't really think anything of it, and I look, and like 100 yards away is my tent rolling down the thing, and we staked it and everything. It ain't like we
Yeah.
just put it there.
Oh,
Like
no,
it was the ground was just that, I guess, wet from all the rain, but
Almost
I
like
think
took
it's a
off
perfect
Greg's arm.
segue. That speaking of the stakes, that you were looking for the stakes. I came up to you. I'm like, they're just stakes, but you said that
yeah, Jared bought them.
Jared.
We
bought
didn't find any more. I looked briefly, but I found one.
I'll find it with a lawnmower.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely be found with a lawnmower.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
but
Right.
at the rules or where the rules were being held in the upper room at EMR, that you had a small memorial.
Yeah,
flag
for those of you who don't know, Jared, who's been a big part of Otherworld and Jackal and my team for the last 10 years, passed away unexpectedly a couple weeks ago. It's been rough on me. It's been rough on some of the guys. Jared was a good dude, and just all I can say is if you're going through stuff that other people don't understand, find someone who does, talk about it, and stuff like that, because it's just crazy to hear when young people pass away of things that I feel like can be avoided, So I'm here to talk. Talk to me if you have problems. I don't even care if I don't know you. Call me up.
Facts.
We can talk.
Yeah.
So just don't call me too late.
That's why I think that's why Phantom was dressed the way he was, because that's
Yeah,
how he
Phantom.
used to dress that
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying. Jared wore like the most. The thing that was awesome about Jared is Jared did not care an ounce what anyone thought of him. And I know a lot of people say they don't, but Jared didn't. And you could tell he didn't. I mean, he wore the most ridiculous. He would go buy, suspenders and like Daisy Duke shorts and cut them all as short as he could. But Jared, I mean, I used to say he's my taxi. I mean, and he was. I mean, Jared drove me. I'd drive the van to the events, and he'd always drive me to the hotels, and he never cared. And like, I just gonna miss Jared a lot. I mean, he was, he's a big part of this company. He helped out a lot.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I had to share my first helicopter ride at Apocalypse with him last year.
He loved doing the helicopter. He got, and I was glad that we got this time at Apocalypse this past year with Jared. He did the helicopter again and stuff because we had a great time with him. And it's just like, kick myself in the ass. Like, man, I just wish I knew something was going on. And just, he always was quiet and stuff, so I didn't sense anything or know anything. But I wish I did. So,
Here's to you, buddy.
yeah.
Jared.
Yeah.
So
It's just coffee.
Haircut.
I'm not that much of an alcoholic.
Not at 10:30 in the morning.
Wow, I mean, it's not day drinking if you don't start first thing.
Yeah.
Only a down.
I got 2 in my car.
So Downfall,
Ice cream.
correct me if I'm wrong, but of all your events, Downfall is the one where the rules are a little more lax. Is that the game? So like you're allowed to carry a speed loader on the field.
Yeah, it's I call Downfall our airsoft event, and we feel like it's more of like our intro to, like, we want the younger people to get involved, even though it turned into a lot differently than that. We still get a lot of adults that come to Downfall. There's a lot of people that only come to our Downfall event, that it's their favorite event and they come to it. But yes, it's the event that you can be 12 years old and come to. We allow people to reload on the field. We allow people to carry high cap mags. We allow SMGs to shoot full auto. It's pretty much our same rules, but just a couple little added, like you said, lax rules.
I think it's kind of like, depending on how hardcore you play, it's nice to have something like that. It's kind of like a luxury, those little features. And I think some of that stuff is huge. Like, people aren't going to be as conservative because, you can carry speed loaders and go full auto. So I think people may not realize that probably changes the game a lot.
One thing that's awesome though is, like, going to our Milsim style events. A couple years ago I changed the rule that you couldn't load on the field. They had a loader seat. A lot of people were like super against us. We had a whole team that came to our events with contacts like, we're not coming anymore because of this.
All right, bye.
We hate yes, and that's pretty much what I said. Like, and then after people started doing that rule, people were like, this rule is perfect, because now as a squad, we have to think and conserve our ammo. And not only that, if we have control of something, we know that we are going to need backup stuff because we can't hold it forever.
Yep.
And people love that. So like, it was cool because people at Downfall, even though we allow them to load on the field and everything like that, they're like, we're still going to treat it like the other rules for the other games. And we're going to go out there and we're going to, as a squad, we're going to prepare ourselves that, like, we are going to run out of ammo. We are going to run out of supplies. We got to be smart.
Yeah, I sometimes try and play like that only because I don't want to get too comfortable. And then, like, when I have my mags and not the speed loader, I run out of ammo because I kind of thought that I could take a lot more at another game.
That's what I like about OW events. It's very strategically based.
Well, we try to, like, once again, I think this gets brought up on every episode we've done so far.
I think so.
The world, I kind of hate the word Milsim. I do. Because you have people say, oh, this ain't Milsim enough. What is Milsim? What is it? What is it?
I just call it an
Bring out a
event.
tank that's refit.
Milsim to me is if you are going to LARP, which you are, wearing military gear that is not real, using fake toy guns, that is Milsim. Like, don't sit there and say, oh, this company's more Milsim than that company. That's a bullshit terminology, and I hate that.
People just don't want to sound like nerds.
I don't. I like the way my rules are at my games, and obviously a lot of other people do, because we've had people who've come. I have people that have been to every single Otherworld Milsim event, every single one. So you're talking 11 downfalls, 9 apocalypses, every single one that these people have been to, and they come to because they like my form of Milsim.
10 Apocalypse.
Huh?
10 Apocalypse games.
I was 9 this year.
No, 2.5.
Oh yeah, there was a 2.5. That's what I'm saying. So like the whole. I know we bring it up all the time, and for the people who do watch, and they're pressing here, but yes, I like my form of Milsim. I don't care what other people think about.
To me, I mean, I've been to other events, and to me, a Milsim is something that's like a multi-hour consistent game with objectives. I don't know what more you would want to, like, try and classify.
And we always try to, like, there's rules. I mean, Greg and I just talked on the phone, and we talked it over, went to eat the other night, and it's like, I always try to evolve the rules. I think my rules are pretty perfect. I do. But we even still, we've made some slight upgrades to some of the rules. Like we put big in the rules now. You'll see it for the Night Sky 9 rules. It says starting in 2026, we are no longer allowing any gun to be a DMR. It has to be a bigger mag capacity or bigger large rifle caliber.
So it has to be
like
the actual
308.
platform.
Yes.
You can't just have a semi-long.
We're gonna and the reason we're doing this, it isn't because of being a dick or anything like that, because people automatically think that, oh, well, I built this gun for this. Whatever. You can build another one or you can dumb it down or whatever. the reason we did this is it's getting to the point where like 50% of the people are saying they're DMRs.
My MP5, I locked it to semi. It's a DMR.
You know what I'm saying? But like everyone is coming and building these guns with a minimum engagement. It's getting harder for staff. You know, it just is becoming a problem. So this way, now everyone is not going to have a DMR because we didn't want it to be that way. We want it to be, it's like 1 or 2 guys per squad of 12 guys is running a DMR, not everyone running what they call a DMR.
Well, see, I like that because I think if people are complaining about it being Milsim, that is another step in a Milsim direction, is having an actual platform for a DMR.
Well,
Wait, and we're going to remove the DMR patches then. So starting next year, you don't need it. You will still have them for sale. People want to wear them because people like them, but we're not going to force people to have a DMR patch because we now will know that your gun is a DMR.
Yeah.
We'll know that.
It's larger caliber magazines and everything.
Yeah, and there's so many in airsoft. I mean, there's plenty of awesome options out there to build those guns. I mean,
I'm building M14 EBR now.
just buy
one so bad.
Just buy an MTW 308. I mean, it just, like I said, we're not doing it for any other reason other than it's one of those things that has been talked about. Like I say, our council, we talked about it for years, and we decided we'll give everyone this whole year to see it in our rules that next year it is going to be in play next year.
I think honestly, when people just have an M4 and semi-lock it, I think it's like such a cop-out. Like, honestly, I've seen so many people, even an actual DMR, I've seen them like when they're just testing their gun, they'll flip the full auto and it still works. I'm actually building a DMR now, and I bought this engine, and you could get a German-only FCU, and it is like locked from the factory. So even if I were to put this gun on full auto, like it won't. Yeah.
Well, that's why the proper people want to HPA. The best engine to HPA with is a Polar Star Kythera. You can't shoot. You can only shoot semi-auto. But with our events, they're semi-auto anyway, so it doesn't really affect us a whole lot.
I've seen many different rules, different games and companies or whatever. And sometimes the DMRs are actually super strict. Like, it has to be the platform. It has to be a hard semi-lock, like not just, flipping the switch. You have to have magnified glass on it. So people should be happy you're not taking it that far.
Well, yeah, like I said, I never had to like semi-lock it because our game's semi anyway, other than LMGs. So,
plus, if you're the guy full autoing a DMR, you're just an asshole and you shouldn't be there.
Fun fact: I set my DMR up so it will be full auto if I want to.
And you're an asshole and you shouldn't be there.
But
that's why
I don't use it. It's just for.
Like I said, it's one of those things where like. We had people that we talked about it for probably 3 years now. People are like, oh, but I just built this. I'm like, I don't care anymore. Like, build another gun or dumb it down, put in a lighter spring in it, whatever you got to do. Like, it's just.
If you build an M4, you built an M4 as a DMR, like you just played yourself because it's not a DMR, it's an M4. So if they were to complain about that, it's like you said, build another gun.
It's an SPR.
Nate, hey, give them money to Nate. Nate will build it for you. He likes building shit.
Yeah.
So.
As long as I can use my Dremel, I'll chop it up for you.
chop. Neat chop.
Yeah, but Downfall really was an awesome event, but I do want to bring up something that I really didn't want to have to bring up here. Well, no.
Here we go.
Being accused of cheating the event is probably the most irritating thing that has ever happened to me at my events.
What'd you do to cheat, Paul?
Well, what the first claim was that what I heard, Greg didn't even want to tell me that this was going on because he knew how I would lose my mind over it.
Why'd you tell him, Greg? Why?
You wanted to give him a good time.
Reached the point where he needed to know.
So, like, I'm supposedly, first I cheated the score, which is stupid and outrageous, and I could care less at the end of the day what the score is. Then when that was debunked, then I cheated by hiding flags harder for the one team. And what I want to say to this is, the whole field is in play. I'm not going to bring flags to your CP and drop them off for you. Like, if you came on the field and you walked to what we call the old boat graveyard or whatever they want to call it, Margaritaville, you could walk over there. I'd probably walk past 5 or 6 Federation flags over there. In fact, the one time we're talking about cheating, the one time I saw a squad of Federation guys, I'm like, yo, like, so all these flags. Oh, we didn't come to collect flags. We just came to shoot people. So that's what they said to me. While there's, 5 flags sitting there, but cheating the score, that's bullshit. The Patriots completely owned the field on Sunday. Every score check almost maxed out 1,000-point scores on Sunday. Almost. There was one or two that they didn't. Almost. There were 4 score checks on Sunday and 5 on Saturday. And they owned almost the whole day Sunday. And I don't understand how the Federation feels. Is that unbelievable that they lost the score? But don't ever call me a cheater. I lose money in my events to balance the game. I stopped selling tickets for teams to balance the games. I probably could have sold another 30 Federation tickets for that event and didn't to balance the game. So don't ever call me a cheater because I've never cheated the score. I never will cheat the score. I have friends on both teams, people that I cherish and consider friends. Don't ever think for 1 second I would cheat the game for any of them. Nor do I care. I was rooting for the Federation because they lost the last handful of games.
I don't think any event host would gain anything from.
Yeah, I would gain nothing. In fact, players remember the scores from event to event more than I do. Like they're like, oh yeah, we won last year. I'm like, I didn't even remember they won last year at Night Sky. Like,
remember when we were at dinner, we were trying to figure out who won which games and we couldn't.
That's what I'm saying. They all kind of like bleed together to me.
Really do.
You know, and it's like, don't.
Man, I'd play.
If you think, sorry, Nate, but now I'm a little fired up from this. If you truly think that me or my staff is cheating the game in any way, don't come.
Or join us and see that we're not doing it.
Just don't come. Seriously, like I don't need you there that much. If you think I'm cheating the score, go to these other producers who allow their games to be a 200 player unbalanced for one team or whatever. Go do that, and then you come back and talk to me about cheating the score. Just don't come. If you think we cheat the score, don't come.
Or allow LMGs on rooftops and then JDAM the roof.
Yeah, like I think I'm very, very strict, and I think I do very well. Like if something doesn't work right at a game, the next year I try to fix it, like more than anybody else. So please, if you think I'm cheating, just don't come.
Insert Kamala Harris saying, "Do not come."
Then Trump saying,
I'm gonna kill him.
I'm gonna go.
Like I said, I'm not, I'm over it, whatever. But I was pretty heated about that a couple of weeks ago when Greg brought that to my attention. Like,
Just remember, there's always going to be someone that bitches.
yeah,
No matter how much you try and cater to all parties.
oh, I did have, oh, believe me, I had a dude on Sunday told me to fuck off,
Why?
and then he
Yeah,
told.
what'd you
I'll tell the story real quick. It's not a big deal.
possibly done to this poor man?
Okay, so the game was going great, which it did. It was going great the whole time until the last like 40 minutes of the event. And there was 2 Federation players. They were sneaking up on the castle, and they shot a guy that was close to the castle door. We're at the town section of castle. And he got shot. He called himself hit. Guys came out, drug him back in, mediced him, and he came out the other door and snuck around and killed these 2 guys that were trying to sneak up on the castle. Well, these 2 guys flipped out and called him a cheater and stuff like that. I went over, I was like, he wasn't cheating. He was drug in, mediced by his guys, and he came around and killed you. That wasn't a cheater.
That's
you
That's
should have
airsoft.
you should have watched, you should have protected your 6. Like that's what happened.
That'll use them as bait.
And these guys just kept going on about it, going on. Then they're yelling at people in the castle. Oh, you're having fun all day, just sitting there doing nothing or whatever. And Goofy actually was like, yeah, I am. Like you did yesterday. Like you guys had the castle all day yesterday. Yes, I'm having a blast shooting you guys from the castle. And it became this whole thing. And I said, dude, just walk off the field. And he told me to fuck off. And he said, what a waste of $60. Well, I said, if you feel that way, then you don't have to come. And he's like, don't worry, I won't be back. I said, good. We don't want your kind here.
There's always that bullshit.
And it was simple. And I guarantee the guy will be back. So it doesn't matter. Like the bottom line is like stupid.
Yeah, I had a guy when I was reffing on Sunday yelling at some Patriot guys because they threw 2 grenades and they were both behind. They were guys that were behind hardcover the whole time. He's like, well, I threw grenades over there and they went off by them. And I was like, well, 1, you're outside, so the projectiles have to hit you, and 2, they're behind hardcover regardless. And he was yelling at them, and I was like, yo, just you guys go that way. These guys go that way.
Everyone thinks and that's the thing is everyone thinks, I used to say this for years, like if you get into airsoft, you start out, you're like kind of like the noob guy, and then you join a team. then everyone believes that the team they're on is the greatest team
Mhm.
ever.
LAS is the greatest. I'm just saying.
But seriously, they do. And then when they get owned, the only excuse that team can have
They're cheating.
is that everyone else
Yep.
is cheating.
They're cheating.
That is the only thing.
Wall hacks.
Like I bring it up in the rules, and I know people are so sick of hearing probably certain things repetitively over and over and over in the rules, but I bring up that situation last year at Night Sky where this dude is flipping out in the city because he is looking through his scope and he is shooting these guys. He knows he's hitting these guys in the second floor of this castle, and he is flipping out that bad. He's like elbowing the side, getting mad and elbowing the side of the building, and he is flipping out. And I'm like, dude, I'll go watch them. No big deal. I'll go watch them. So I go up and I watch them. This guy's gun shots are falling 20 feet short of even hitting the first floor of the castle. And he is literally flipping out because he thinks he's killing these guys and they are not calling it.
Everybody thinks their guns are gone.
There was
No scope is your scope is for real guns. It's not for airsoft guns. Your scope is seeing a lot further than your airsoft gun will ever hit.
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
Yeah,
Well, one exception.
except
With
for
Nate's
this
gun,
guy.
Nate's
I mean,
gun.
still, I do that all the time too, where I think I'm hitting them, but I have the camera, and I know that before I actually get mad, or I've had a few temper tantrums, I go look at the footage, and it's like I actually was not hitting him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a group of kids that are, you can clearly tell they're speed softers just by the get up, but they're coming to the downfall event just to have fun, I guess, you know. And they're saying that mechanics team were not calling their hits because they were shooting into the pines where they were. I was like, oh, I'll go and watch. Sure as shit, their shots were all, other LMGs were all dropping off way before they were hitting mechanics guys.
Well, and that's what happens a lot of times. That's what happens a lot of times is like people, the main thing is people think their guns shoot further than they do. They shoot further than they do.
Yeah.
Nico aged and got uglier.
And it's no longer a ginger for some reason. But yeah, like I said, it's stupid little things like that, and I hate to always bring them up, but it's like,
Yeah.
dude, if you're gonna first off, if you're gonna let something like that ruin your day, like don't even come. Like we're playing once again, we're playing with toy guns.
Yes.
We are adults playing with toy guns.
Wasn't it Tim that had us all recite the I'm an airsofter, I'm dressing up
I
for
will
fun?
never recite.
I've never seen
I
that.
know
That's a Milsim West thing.
Yeah.
No, that they did that at
Yeah,
one
stupid
at
airsoft
one of my first Milsim events. That was Otherworld.
I don't know, but
Tim made
like I
everything
said, please, if you think I'm cheating, if you even have to have the inkling of messaging me saying that you thought I was cheating, don't, because I'm going to lose my mind, and I don't cheat, nor do I have any reason to cheat.
Yeah.
Like I said, you have players like the Wolfpack and stuff who I consider a lot of them guys friends that I've known for 10 years that make up a large portion of the Federation. And if it's any of them guys you think it kind of saddens me because I respect them guys tremendously. Like some of them guys like Joe and Chase and Rob and Dan, like I love them people. Like I would never ever. And not only that, once again, I've sponsored players on both teams. Like
Right.
I have no reason to cheat the score.
Yeah.
So
So do you guys have any good highlights from the game? Like what were you running there?
Oh man, I have a
I just want to throw this out there about
Oh, what
Blaze
was
because you
that
brought him
using?
up real quick. Blaze has the worst luck with airsoft guns
dude,
in the world. Like I feel bad for Blaze because he can't get a gun ever. And I'm not talking about it breaks after like him using it hard. Like he'll like take it out of the box and just collapses. That's why I don't like Blaze touching stuff in our store.
dude, Nate
Because it
handed
was-
me a sniper. I was like, "Are you sure? You might want to test that, dude. It might not work."
fielded yet. So
He
we might
does-
still be okay.
He does what's his name? Jared, was that Jared Greg, that the kid that we talked to, Jared Rumor? That was him too. He might have you beat for it, but you two are some of the worst luck with guns.
That's all I am with like gas guns. Every single gas gun I get, the mags always blow the seals every fucking time. So I was like, I don't touch like that high cap. I'm thankful for because Greg built it, so I know the gun's gonna be great. But the mags, I'm like worried.
All right, well,
It's funny you asked me what gun I was running for downfall.
Yeah.
Not mine. I was using Josh's M16.
And now he doesn't have a gun anymore, right?
Oh,
I
it's a different
don't
Josh.
know.
Different Josh.
I was after he used it, now he broke his gun.
yeah.
No,
But yeah,
no one
so
touches my-
I mean, you can. So I'm sorry, you asked him a question. I'm sorry to interrupt the question.
I was just saying, yeah, like what were you running, and like Did you have any highlights or like what?
I ran,
Squad
like I
were you
said, I ran Durlock's M16. They had a really nice ACOG sight on it.
Okay.
And it was, I don't even know what M16 it was. I think it was like some base M16, some real cheap one.
Isn't that a DD?
I had, no.
No.
Sometimes if you don't fuck with the gun, it may actually
Dude,
shoot
it
better
was-
than if you
yeah.
fuck with it.
I was beaming with it. I got a good amount of clips with it.
Okay.
And then our best part was with Power Buddy Paladin. We went around the entire backside of the castle. Nobody was watching it. Literally just walked right up in there.
Nice.
And I got shot right away, but he took out at least 4 guys.
Yeah, sometimes playing dumb is like the best like instrument of success in airsoft. If you act like you belong there, like a team has the castle, and you just put your gun down and walk in like you belong there, a lot of people aren't like, they don't register in their heads that that's the other team, and you can get in there and cause some damage. So
I actually never got into the castle on Saturday at all. Havoc was kind of just staying out towards the woods, pushing out both sides from spawn.
I got this close on Saturday. That I was at that one tower with the entrance at the bottom on the backside. And I got up there. I threw a grenade in one of the towers. No one called it. Either that I missed or they were just behind hard cover. I don't know. And then I got lit up by some people, by some green walking up on the castle. But speaking of grenades, though, day 2, I ran into one of the 8x8s near Pines.
Oh, I
And-
watched that unfold.
and
That
so-
was
and so-
great.
And someone literally threw a tag at me. It hit me. It dropped. I'm like, what the hell? So I run out. It explodes. I thought some of the dead people threw. I'm like, did you guys throw it? And then there's a voice behind the building like, no, I threw it. Or no, he said, hey, have a present when he threw it. So then I pulled my own tag out. I'm like, hey, have a present. I threw it at him. And there was enough time on the fuse to where he picked up and threw it at me. So I ran around the corner, didn't get blown up, and during this entire time I was in the middle of a reload. So I couldn't shoot the guy. So I had to reload real quick, and then I just lit him up.
yeah, we had the
And then you finally fired some Patriots. So I watched that.
so you don't want to bring that up.
I had to because I was rapping. I watched that on.
We had I feel bad 'cause they've been coming to my games forever, and I don't really know their names, but I just know them as the twins. 2 twin brothers. They always play on the Federation. They're great dudes. I watched them sneak into the castle on Sunday, and they did, and they got in, and they were messing some people up. But they need to practice their grenade throwing skills because they kept throwing them. They were trying to throw them up in the tower, and if they would have got, there's like 10 guys up there, but they kept throwing over the tower completely,
too far.
over onto the outside of the
Oh,
castle.
no.
Too much spinach.
But yeah, but they did sneak in there and kill a whole, like probably killed 6 or 7 guys.
Is that the Flaming Donuts guy?
No, it's not because they were on Pat's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're always on the Federation, but they're 2 twins. They actually used to win or one of the would place in the shooting competition every year. But yeah, they're from up in that area, so they always come to our EMR events.
Dude, right off the jump of Downfall, when we got into that castle, we were up top. Bezo, if you're watching this, you freaking tossed a grenade the whole way onto the other side of castle where me and Gutshaw were. And you just see it flying out of the air and it lands right in our lap.
One thing I can
Stay
say
on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like, dude.
one thing I can say about grenades that does make it tough, like if you're carrying like for instance like the tag grenades, like there's like 4 or 5 different throwable grenades that all are like different weight grenades.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to like the Enola Gay grenades that are all different weight as well. So like if you're alternating grenades, for me it does make it tough to like have a consistent throw when like I went from this one that weighs double what this one weighs trying to throw it.
That's why all I use is the AFG 6s and the Tag 67s now. Because
I
of
use
that.
grenades often, and there's this one time, like the one rare time I had a grenade, there was like a building with a porch, and one of our teammates was on the porch dead, and I like ran up to throw a grenade, and I didn't know to throw it like underhand or overhand because it was like the roof and the porch, and I did the most embarrassing like. I don't even know.
You little girl throw.
Yeah, that, and it like bounced off of something where I wasn't aiming and like blew up at our dead guy's feet.
Yeah, back in the old days of Bad Influence, you're going back like, probably 10 plus years. We were at an event against each other at Ambush, and their whole team just could not throw this grenade in the doorway. They kept throwing it off the wall and killing their own guys.
Yeah.
And That was way before Frankie's time. Bad
Yeah.
influence.
I get a kick out of watching the airsoft blooper reels of guys trying to like be all cool, like stack up. They got tap the shoulder, hands in the grenade. He goes and throws it, bounce off the door and kills it.
Pretty much
Yeah.
my
Like,
entire channel.
I watched a guy the one time. He was this huge, big, ripped, muscular dude, and it was actually a paintball game. But I was reffing at Ambush, and he had those stupid little balloon paintball things that like
right.
they kind of like the BB came out and they would sprue paint. But they walked up. They were all in the military, and they were all being tactical, and they're stacking the castle at Ambush. And he goes to throw it in. And Ambush's castle has like bars on the windows, so he goes to throw it in. Well, he throws it real hard, and it explodes and kills his whole team right outside the window. So that was probably my favorite paintball moment ever. But
Well, speaking of grenade fails, so I started as op 4 in the castle both days. That's something unique with Downfall that I really like. That someone or a team can't get into the castle immediately.
they
have
just
to
take
fight.
control instantly. They got to at least fight for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But I was trying to grenade some people coming up the front, and I pull an EG out. I throw it, or no, I try to throw. I hit the beam behind me, and I drop the grenade. I'm like, oh shit! So I'm scrambling, and I piss missile it out, and it air bursts right next to Phantom.
Frankie, what were you running? What gun at Downfall?
You can see that SMG right there. I was running a King Arms PDW
I
that
didn't even
takes.
notice that had an MP5 mag in it. That's like
Yeah.
a stubby one too.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
my
a cool
only
gun.
complaint with that gun is that they didn't make a metal body version.
Lightweight, baby.
Lightweight, takes MP5 mags. I was running about like 12 mags because MP5 mags don't
These
weigh.
hold what, like 65? The stubby ones.
This-
I have some of these.
Yeah, the stubby ones hold like 50, and then
Okay.
the long ones, long curve, hold like 95.
Long
And-
curved ones.
And what was I going to say? That has a jack in it, but I wanted to run that because I can run full auto at Downfall.
Right.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, this is a cool build.
And also, it sounds like a golf ball launcher. That I'll give you a clip.
It does make me Frankie saying about bringing up the SMG thing for Downfall. I do want to bring up like
This way.
Yeah.
one thing that people are horrible on, and I don't know if it's like the different generations or whatever. People knowing distance is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing.
Oh yes.
People don't know the difference between feet and yards,
Oh yes.
and it's bad. Like I had an instance where actually it involved Jinja and his kids. Jinja was running a KWA SMG for Downfall, and he's like at the castle facing where it goes downhill towards like the helicopter and stuff like that. And he's like, there's people in the brush, and he's just spraying. He knows he's not hitting them, but he's spraying to keep them down so his kids can sneak around and kill these guys. And he's just spraying. This guy starts flipping on him like, you're within, this distance or whatever. You're within 50 feet. He's like, it's not an LMG, it's an SMG. He's like, you're within 30 feet. And Jinja literally, if we would have measured this, I bet you Jinja was actually probably like 65, 70 feet away, easily within any distance for any of the full auto guns. And it's like, it was crazy. Like people need to like understand their feet.
Do you or any of the staff carry rangefinders? 'Cause that would
No,
'cause I actually have
we
a
should, though.
rangefinder.
Every time I get one, someone trades in, I give it to Nico.
Sometimes I think about carrying mine on me because it'd be nice to like it'd take more time and I might miss an opportunity, but like range every shot I take just to see how far I'm shooting.
Well, it goes to that thing that like once again where I said about being on a team. Everyone thinks they're the greatest team when they get it handed to them. They think everyone else is cheating. It's like like I watched the situation. Like people kept getting mad and like they were way out of the full. Like he was legally easily allowed to use his full auto there. But hey, whatever. Like I said, that's one thing that's it's hard in the moment. And I understand it. Like oh she's only 10 feet away, but like she's 20 feet away. It's like I don't know. It is hard in the moment, I guess.
So Josh, what were you running?
I was running. Actually, I wasn't running the Mark 18 for once. I was
Okay.
running it was a F2 Polar Star. I think the Crytek. No, it was the Rec 7.
Is that one? That's not your CQB gun, right? It's a little longer.
It's a little longer, so I could get a little more range out of it.
Yeah.
I was actually gifted a bunch of airsoft guns from a guy that got out of airsoft,
Okay.
and that was one of them. So I was like, oh, it's something different to run, and I put an ACOG on it, and I was hitting good shots with it. I was having fun. It's got a flat blade trigger in it. It was an F2 Fusion engine, so Type 4 barrel, max hop up.
Sweet.
The bucking in it, I think, is either worn out or too soft because the hop was weird. So I was trying my best with it. I'm gonna fine tune and get that to a pretty good mid-length gun for what I want to get more range out of stuff. Usually, I'm just running the HPA Mark 18 over there.
What about you, Nico? What were you running? Your speedy boy gun?
What was I running at Downfall?
Besides your drone, when you could.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I was just kind of like doing comms and whatnot.
Even though the weather didn't cooperate with Nico and his drone.
it never does ever.
Are there drones that are good in the rain?
It's-
As long as it's not like
You can
torrential downpour.
Yeah, you can waterproof them.
Okay.
I just wouldn't recommend it because like if you are personally not in a dry area, then it's not gonna be fun at all. Seeing or whatever.
Believe me, I actually, as much as like obviously we can't do anything about the weather and the weather happens every year, like I extra hope now it doesn't rain because I enjoy watching all your drone videos and stuff you do and I do seriously like Greg and I talk about this all the time. Like I apologize, but I am not watching your gameplay videos. It's never gonna happen. I don't have time to watch people's bazillion hours of gameplay video. With that being said, I do enjoy though watching Nico's gameplay drone video whenever he brings them out. So
yeah, and it's a lot of the time, like especially at this last downfall, like I'll bring down the Avada especially because it's safe. Like there's guards on it, so like I'll bring it down to eye level and people will always give it a nice wave. I'll always have somebody try to go like this and like try to land it in my hand. I'm like, no, because I don't know if you're gonna take it off, and then I'm gonna.
I did have, I'm
connection
glad
with
you
the
brought that up because I do got to bring this up, and it actually reminds me I do got to add it to the rules. We say that like don't target people's drones and stuff, but we do got to keep the drones high enough that they're not interfering with people's games because we did have a situation at Downfall where these guys are like, I can't affect their drone, but their drone is stopping me from going forward right now. Like it's in my way. So like we do got to kind of put a fine line with like it being in people's way.
Yeah,
when they're trying.
Like a hard floor.
Hard stop. Yeah, for the hard floor. Hard deck, what's called. Setting the hard deck.
Yeah, because like I said, that's probably the first time ever that's happened where these guys like we're trying to advance the castle and this drone is like on our pathway to like do that. So,
Yeah, I set the hard deck probably like 20 feet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't mind like people getting some footage with the drone and stuff, but they just can't be interfering with people's gameplay.
Yeah, be low if you're behind somebody, but not low in front of somebody.
Plus, I'd hate to see someone running a drone and get cut up or something too.
Or an iPro, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's
You signed the waiver.
there's no other big highlights on Downfall. Do you want to go over any upcoming games that are like up next in the queue?
Yeah, next in the queue is the first weekend in August is Night Sky 9.
Okay.
Night Sky is an event that we did as a trial event 9 years ago, and everyone said it wasn't going to work, and now it's a lot of people's favorite event. So, first weekend in August, using the skirmish system again. Lots of control points, lots of objectives. Gonna try some new stuff out with the skirmish system. I feel like we're not ever using it to its full capabilities. We're gonna start using it to its full capabilities.
Is the site open to buy tickets yet?
Hopefully today's actual date is the 1st of June.
Okay.
And it is ready to go up, but I was hoping to have the map and everything at one time. So if I get the map and stuff back today, because Skirmish makes the map for me, tickets will go live today, even though Peak Park is yesterday for a couple of days. Hopefully today.
Sweet.
This will actually be LAS's first year at the Night Sky.
Oh yeah.
Ben, he needs a XO for the Federation, so our guy Eric is going to be doing the XO part. So, or the rest of us are gonna just run support, and then hopefully.
Except me, because I have to go to a wedding.
Yeah, whatever.
Oh, so your gun's not going to break
Yeah.
at that event.
Yeah.
Someone will need to borrow his
What
gun
gun?
and it'll break on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I said, I like Night Sky. It's a fun game. It's 12 hours straight. Start at noon, play till midnight.
11:30. 11:30.
For you?
Not actually midnight. Probably.
But yeah, it's fun because like, we talked about the Milsim thing. And everyone's like, oh, you should do like this 30-hour games, whatever. It's like people don't even play for the 12 hours.
I know.
You're literally when we stop the game at midnight, there's probably 20 people still on the field. Like,
I do
I'll
want to
have
try.
thermal and night vision.
I do want to try a 24-hour, but it takes like a special group of people that will actually be there the whole time.
Well, I used to run Black Sheep Milsim Games was our event producer of choice for years and years and years and years before they were no longer a thing. And all their games were 24 hours. and it was cool and all. With that being said, no one was on the field.
Yeah,
the end of the
that's what I
game.
mean. It takes a special group of people.
So
It's on my bucket list. But
I would only do it because I refuse to let younger people show me they're better than me. So that's the only reason I would stay out for the entire game, no matter what.
I think it'd
But-
be interesting at least to get like one event like that under your belt, just to say
Yeah,
I
that's
either
what I
like
mean.
it or I hate it.
I just
Yeah,
like
I like
the
that.
idea of, your chances are you're probably going to want to sleep. You're not there to camp on the field. You're there to like nap. So you got to kind of like coordinate with your squad. Who's going to get like a couple hours of rest? Who's
The
gonna-
problem with that is though, once you take your gear off and you do that, the chance of you coming back out is slim.
That's what I mean. You got to do it on the
But,
field,
so-
and you got to like mentally and physically prepare. I feel to like.
So
be
here's the
willing.
thing. I was in the service, and during basic training, we do different field training exercises. And the last field training exercise includes in the field for about
Yeah.
24 hours. So we had to set a certain percentage of security,
Yeah.
and 50% security means one person is per station that you set up for your defensive line is awake for an hour. So I was awake every other hour all night long.
That's what I mean.
I think how I sleep right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
you
no,
know what's funny? That's the thing. I have problems sleeping now because of that.
I more so say like you would go to those 24-hour events and you'd go to like the camping area, like to get a snack or reload, and
Nope.
you see all
I'm
these
on the
people
field.
camping. And I remember the first Milsim game we went to, our team decided at like 2 a.m. that we were gonna go take like 2 hours. Well, 2 hours turned into like the rest of the game for half of our squad.
Yeah. I'm trying, even with these 12-hour games, I've been working on staying on the field, be full 12 hours. And like 24 hours is really fun.
Well, we know you just have the countdown to nighttime. That's all you
Yeah.
care about is nighttime.
Well, see, the thing is,
What we care about.
I'm trying to adjust my kit for carrying all my stuff on me. So when it starts to get dark, I don't have to. I usually go back to my car just for that to swap all my gear. But if I can have it on me now, then I don't have to. I can skip that whole
It's
thing.
funny because every time I see Nate, I ask him because he keeps saying this all these videos like, "Hey
Yep.
Nate, were you out there? Or have you?" Yep, I've been here the whole time.
Yep.
You know?
The only time last game was I ran into a tree and my nose was cut, so I had to go back to like clean it up. But other than that, I was on.
I remember
the
last year, because last year you weren't. Because I remember the one time I sat with you at the game, you were
Yeah.
eating ramen noodles uncooked, just
Yeah.
eating the whole out of the
Yeah.
wrapper, and
Damn.
that's how.
All right, Bear Grylls.
Everyone gives me shit for
stuff.
it. It's less work. It's good.
Hey, I when I make ramen noodles, I barely cook them because I like
I
the
do
noodles
too.
crunchy
Yep.
when I'm eating them. So
Because they get soggy anyway when they're sitting there.
Yeah.
So you can take a little bit longer.
yeah, that's why I don't like the ramen places. I can't get behind them because the noodles are all mush. I don't like the mushy noodles. I like them hard and crispy. Did
Down
you eat
there in
Ninja
York?
ramen?
Yeah, it's right by my work.
Yeah.
Wait, down there in York?
No,
Oh.
by my work.
Oh, I was about to say there's a ninja like a Naruto ramen shop
Yeah.
down in York now.
Yeah, Ninja Ramen's
There's
cool. It's
one-
all if you're into anime, it's all
Kumamon.
anime.
There's a
Right.
Kumamon
Well-
in Exton where I'm
Sorry, I
at.
didn't mean to mention Mama Noodles. Now it became part of the podcast
That's
now.
one of my.
If you're going to Ninja Ramen, get the kimchi or hotter. Because if you don't get the kimchi or
We
hotter,
are in
that
no
doesn't
way
mean-
sponsored or promoted or any way by Ninja Ramen.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Please.
or comfort tea or anything.
Dude, every podcast we all have. A
Yeah, I regret this. I regret to also say in Japan I did not get to eat ramen at all. So
What?
Oh my god.
Disappointing.
What?
yeah,
Is
I,
it like sushi or
I-
anything like that?
I don't eat. Well, I don't eat sushi, but
Damn,
I
dude.
love.
I actually
So
I
you
was
just get a
there.
pizza or something.
I was actually starving by the time we got home. I was very disappointed in all the food we ate in Japan. I know people say they love it. Maybe I was not successful in finding the right places, but I was. As soon as we flew back to Texas, I ate Wendy's like a pig.
Thank
I was
God
so
for
hungry.
America.
I was so hungry, so hungry.
Oh man.
And every restaurant in Japan, you're gonna wait an hour or two in line to eat. They don't do online check-ins and stuff. You just sitting in a line. That's how you're gonna do. Because all their restaurants are small with like 5-6 tables in them.
I guess that's pretty cool. Like a bunch of like mom and pop shops, right?
A lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
So we have any final thoughts on Downfall? Trying to wrap this up at all?
Bring rain gear every year.
Oh,
no matter
yeah.
Oh
what.
my god.
Yeah, be
Dude, this guy fell asleep in a tent with his feet outside in the rain, and he wakes up and goes, "Why am I wet?"
well, at least his feet were super clean.
I was like halfway in the tent. I just kind of passed out in between. I'm shivering in the middle of the night, and Tyler's like, "Here, take a blanket."
Yeah,
He just throws one on top of me.
I think you should always have rain gear and spare
You know what's funny is we are as event producers.
Oh my.
This goes to us as well. Like we are so underprepared for the rain and the weather Like Greg and I actually had bought these negative degree jackets we used in Apocalypse that saved us where everyone else was freezing. But like I'm the same way. Like I don't know why after all these years I just haven't invested in this like perfect rain gear setup. I have muck boots, but they always hurt my feet so bad and scrape my legs up. And
You know, there's this thing I want to add to my kit. They make these rainproof, waterproof cloaks. I've been seeing them on Facebook. I don't know why, but like I want to get one to add to my kit for APOC because not only it's gonna keep like me dry, it'll keep my bag dry, and you can kind of wrap it around yourself to keep maybe like majority of your.
and you
time
could probably
dry.
just roll it up nicely and hook it to your backpack.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying.
have-
So you just take it off.
That's what I did in my Gore-Tex jacket, my rain jacket that I have from the service. It's multicam, so it works. Oh, sorry, OCP. There's a difference. No, there's not. And I had that on me for a while, and then the rain dissipated, but I didn't want to just chuck it back at the CP or whatever, so I rolled it up and clipped it on my map pack.
Yeah, I have.
So I had that on me for a
I have
while.
a big raincoat. It's woodland from a surplus store,
Mhm.
and I can actually wear it. It goes over my backpack, and I can actually zip it up or button it, whatever it is, and have like my rifle slung, and it covers everything. So me, my kit, and my gun will all stay dry.
Yeah, my
Okay.
gun won't stay dry, but what's cool about my jacket, it has zippers on the side, so I can still
Okay.
reach in, pull a mag out from the side pocket,
Gotcha.
and reload and everything. So I'm still compliant to the rules, dry, and I can get what I need out of it.
I swear, I spent like at least $200 on ponchos and whatnot just for them to get tore up and destroyed.
Right.
I want one that's just like.
Well, yeah, like
I can
those
reuse forever.
those fog togs or whatever are great and all when you're not
Yeah.
playing airsoft.
Yup.
Right.
I almost bought one of those because they're packable. But yeah, you gotta be mindful what you buy because you gotta remember most milsims you may run around in the woods or be like leaning up against walls real quick and you're gonna fuck your shit up. So
Oh yeah.
try and get durable stuff.
Yeah, and then my Ultima Maritime shoes were working great for just staying like not necessarily dry, but warm. Like my feet never got
Yeah.
they got wet, but they didn't get like cold and like clammy. Like I honestly got played almost the whole day on Saturday, and when I was done, I took my shoes off. I was like, huh, my socks are wet. I didn't even realize because my feet
Yeah.
were warm the whole time.
What
If it drains, if a shoe drains well, it doesn't matter if your feet are wet. They'll never feel like soggy. You know.
Yeah, they didn't feel soggy. They didn't feel nasty or like fatigued. And like I'm wearing a pair right now just because they're a great shoe to wear. Honestly,
I have
I'm wearing slippers right now, but I can't lift my leg high enough to show.
But then after repping for Downfall last year, my old boots getting absolutely swamped. I got a pair of muck boots and I wore them all Sunday, and I was like, "This is great." And I'm like walking through the deepest trudging mud and everything. I was like, "This is fun." I'm just like, walking through everything.
What Nate said though too about the like, don't if you. I know we probably said this in every video too. If you can spend $1,000 on your gun, there's no reason you can't spend equally on your gear.
Yep.
Like get stuff, get warm stuff.
Gear would come
Get-
first.
Good. It's
You'd be
it's crazy though.
surprised.
It's crazy though. Like
I mean, like in the motorcycle community, you just got a bike and then you're like, "Oh, I'll get a helmet later. Screw it."
get a helmet later. You know. But yeah.
Well, you should dress for the fall, not for the ride.
It's the
Yeah,
slide.
but you gotta
not the
be
ride.
able to ride for the fall anyway. So you know.
Just hope
Baby
you don't
steps.
fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just fall.
It's not the falling.
All right,
It's
it's,
a sliding at 60 miles an hour.
Well, I think we're gonna end this video. So I want to, I appreciate everyone watching. We're starting to get some good traction on these videos. It's been a lot of fun. This was all Greg's idea. We do this because Greg likes to mess with his equipment.
Thank you, Greg.
because again,
and,
someone spends a lot
I
of money on
appreciate-
hardware.
and we also appreciate all the people like that come out. Like these guys all drive pretty far away to come here to do this.
I live right down the street.
No one has to. Shut up, Frankie.
Except
Yeah, Frankie lives pretty close. So the rest of us are at least a half an hour away, but
An hour.
you know. But we appreciate everyone watching. We appreciate everyone coming to the events. We appreciate everyone supporting Jackal Tactical and other local airsoft communities like Ambush, OXL. So like once again, thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun at Downfall 11 and call your hits.